What kinds of coloring books did you like most when you were a kid? Flowers, animals, superheroes? Well, in the past year or two, you must have noticed a sudden surge of coloring books lining store shelves and appearing on online catalogs. But these coloring books aren't for kids, they're made for adults. Maybe you've even gotten a couple for yourself. But the important question is, why is this phenomenon happening all of a sudden, and why now? Our fast-paced and increasingly complicated modern society has brought with it new levels of stress that all human beings are having a hard time dealing with, no matter their age, status, or occupation. Competitive environments, punitive work cultures, and the constant need to keep up with the breakneck pace of the 21st century lifestyle are just some of the few stresses that all of us have to face every single day. For years now, people have looked for the ultimate panacea against all stressful factors. Now, people are starting to think that it can be found through art. It's true, the very act of painting and drawing is seen to have therapeutic effects on the human body. And this is not without reason. Art has always been an instrument for self-expression and symbolism, a means of group interaction, conflict resolution, and diagnosis. Further on, ancient cultures used art to develop stronger relationships with their deities, believing that being in good graces with their gods would keep them away from all kinds of harm and disease. Eventually, art itself became a critical part of the healing process. For example, Navajo medicine men used sand paintings to cure disease. In traditional Chinese paintings, there was no place for war, violence, or death, as it was thought to be a means to cultivate one's character and nurture the soul. Art was never for the sake of painting alone. The objects or scenes must be brought to life and contain a sort of energy and beauty. Painting and calligraphy was thought to have immense power, with the ability to rejuvenate an artist by bringing him or her closer to a higher moral standard, or do the complete opposite. Art used solely for therapy, of course, is a much more modern concept. In 1942, British artist Adrian Hill originated the term art therapy. While he was recovering from tuberculosis, he discovered the benefits of coloring and painting as therapeutic processes. At its very core, it's the active process of creation that provides pleasure and relaxation, not the finished product itself. According to the American Art Therapy Association, art therapy is the use of art as a form of psychotherapy for people who are experiencing trauma or illness, seeking personal development, or struggling to deal with the day-to-day stresses. People develop and improve their cognitive abilities through creating art and experiencing the pleasure and relaxation that the process provides them. It helps them cope with and manage the things they experience in their lives that threaten or pressure them. Since the mid-20th century, hospitals and mental health facilities have begun including art therapy programs to promote emotional, developmental, and cognitive growth. Even today, it is still an important tool for assessment, communication, and treatment for children and adults, especially after research was done in 2005 that proved that the subjects' anxiety levels dropped when they started coloring. It was discovered that just like meditation, coloring also helps one to focus solely on the task at hand while not really thinking of anything else. The tranquility that people search for is found in this process when they contain themselves in their bubble of safety as they color. While coloring was recognized as a form of therapy, it was found that what happens in the brain during this process is the normalization of a very active amygdala, the part of the brain in the limbic system that is mainly responsible for the control of fear and anxiety as well as emotional memories. As the amygdala is expected to react discordantly to stress, calming activities like coloring can dampen that reaction or response so the brain can have its well-deserved rest. On the other hand, while the limbic system benefits from art therapy, the frontal lobe does as well. The frontal lobe is associated with reward, attention, short-term memory tasks, planning, and motivation, or the central executive of the brain. Thinking of ways to combine and balance complex color schemes to achieve an aesthetically pleasing result is a way to enhance our focus, concentration, and organizational skills. Nelson Bookscan estimates that some 12 million coloring books were sold in the US in 2015. This is a dramatic increase from the 1 million sold the year before. Perhaps coloring also provides a bit of nostalgia, reminding people of their childhood and simpler times. And even if it just feels like the latest trend or fad, coloring can indeed be fun and therapeutic for many people regardless of age. And the best thing is, it doesn't require a lot of money or effort to enjoy.